Hello!
Hello!
And welcome to episode 311. I had to think about that then. Right, for this video, guys, I'm fishing with a mate. We've kind of seen Paul before, haven't we?
Yes.
He wasn't in the video much, but when I was fishing on Swan Lake with Simon, you was further down the bank, weren't you? And you brought us a nice breakfast back.
That's the
so
one.
If you remember that, guys,
Yeah,
it was Paul who brought that for us. Right, so where are we? I've travelled up north, you've travelled south,
I have.
and I'm back at the Bluebell Lakes complex up at Peterborough, guys. We had a little bit of walk around, not much of a walk around, did we? We went more on the advice of
the Bayleaps and
the
that.
guy in the shop to say what lake was fishing best, and on their advice, Sandmartin is the lake of choice for this session, guys. Also, I nearly never made it today, so I've got to give a big shout out to my mate Al. I had a bit of van trouble last night. I'd been shopping, loaded up the van. I was on my way back home, wound my driver's side window down for a bit of fresh air, and the button on my door broke, and my driver's side window was stuck down, just wouldn't go. I was like, what do I do? I can't leave my van open. What do I do? Do I go? Yeah, I was in a right stuck. I thought, well, I could bring my car instead, but that would leave my van open. Anyway, my mate Al, he's good with bits and pieces, and he managed to dig all the switch out, fiddle around inside, and get the window back up for me, which allowed me to get down today. So, cheers, Al. I'm here today because of you, mate. But anyway, we've got 3 days ahead of us.
We have got 3 days. We have, mate. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, I mean, time is it's nearly 2 o'clock.
Yeah, nearly 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nearly 2.
Yeah, Paul got here nice and early, but I wanted to watch the Grand Prix this morning, so I got here about 10:30. So by the time we decided what we were going to do, we're still mid-setup at the moment, aren't we?
We are still mid-setup.
Yeah. So we're going to crack on with that, guys. Yeah.
And then we'll see you soon.
Yeah. No. Let's go fishing.
Let's go fishing.
See you later, guys.
See you later.
Right, guys. So slowly getting there, but first job is to get the old marker rod out and just make sure that there's no weed out there, no weed mainly, but also to make sure that the bottom is nice to fish on. And that is roughly where I want it, just right on where the water's kind of flat going into the ripple. So I am actually stood on a platform, guys. It's the water level's obviously still a bit high at the moment. As you can see, just by the front of my rod there, I've put a long bank stick at the front of the platform so I can't accidentally step off and go too far. But even at the very edge of the platform, it is very close to the top of my wellies, so I'm probably just going to do my casting from about here, I reckon. This is about halfway along the platform. As you can see, the water's already not far from the top of my wellies, so, but yeah, the bank stick there's just a bit of a safety thing, just to make sure I don't step off the platform and end up waist high in water. But anyway, that first cast felt all right, to be fair. Sandmartin, if you don't know, is a very deep lake, guys. But yeah, it's yeah, it's clear. That's the main thing. Right, and just for laughs, let's see how deep it is up there. Like I said, Sandmartin is deep. So, right, well, I always start, I've said this before in blogs, guys, I always start my count at 2 because of the length of the float and the boom on the lead as well. So, that the top of the float is already about a foot off the bottom. So I always start my count on 2. So 2 foot, 3 foot, 4 foot, 5 foot, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 23 foot deep there, guys. Yeah, quite deep. But I'm pretty sure this is a swim I fished a couple of years ago when I caught cluster. So, and that's probably about the same kind of range, I reckon. So what we would do, I mean, that's not far off of what I want to do ideally, is kind of fish where it goes from flat to ripply. So let's wind down until we get the float back to the lead. There. Let's put the line in the clip. Wind it back on, and then I'll put it around the wrap sticks just to see what kind of distance we got there, guys. But yeah, like I said, I'll probably add a rod length back on once I've got my wraps, because yeah, I want to be on the edge of that wind line ideally. Why? Just because. No other reason. Right guys, so we are now clipped up. It was about 13.5 wraps on the clip, so I've just wrapped it up to 15 wraps. And then obviously once it's in the clip we can get a better feel of oh, that is right on the wind line. Lovely. It's not a solid donk, but it does go down very nice. Right. So we already know it's roughly 23 foot. Yeah, that's coming back nice and clean, guys, so that will do. So that would have been like the middle rod area. I'll just have a check on the left hand rod. Donk. Oh, that went down with a solid drop. But yeah, that's clear. Lovely. Lovely jubbly. I've already confirmed with Paul that that spot is nowhere in front of him. I did that off camera. Although you can use bait boats here, guys, I made a schoolboy error and I forgot to pick my bait boat up with me. So yeah, I've made a bit of a schoolboy error forgetting to put my bait boat in my van last night. Right, and we use another gap in a tree for what will be my right hand rod. Dunk. It takes ages to hit bottom. That's mad how deep it is, this lake. Yep. Clear. Right. That's it. We've got our spots. I'm fishing particular little dips in the trees on the far bank horizon, guys. Yeah, I'm sure 15 wraps is roughly about the range I was fishing when that time when I caught cluster. So right, let's get all the rods wrapped up at that range then, guys, and then we can sort out what rigs we're going to fish. Right, guys, we are very slowly getting there. 5 to 3, so I reckon by just after 3 we will be fishing. We're all ready to go. So I was pondering, like, right, we've got a nice clean bottom, what rigs can I fish? And I thought, well, let's go back to the rigs we were fishing when I caught in here. I don't think it's 2 years ago, but I think it's getting up for that kind of time when that session when I caught cluster, and then another fish. I can't remember how big that fish was, but I was fishing. In fact, you can't see him properly now because of what I've done. But in that episode or that session, I was fishing the Gemini D rigs, and because that's what caught then, that's what I've dug out again now. In fact, right, so you can see how nice and stiff it is, but let's pull it back out the PVA stick. So there you go, guy. So yeah, what you got is the D on a trolley style hook, little hook bead on the D just to kind of pinch it and hold it in place. And then we got one of those test hook baits that I was using in my last video. And then because I'm casting, because I forgot my bait boat, I'm putting a PV8 stick on there as well. So let's pull that. So 2 of the rods, I've got them same wafters on from the last video that I was when I was fishing on the method feeder. And then the 3rd rod, I'm doing something different. So when I last went to Hinders to pick up some bits and pieces that I'd asked for, they gave me a bag of boilies, which is a throwback to a bait that they had quite a few years ago now. And that is, if you can read it there, the Blitz. They're bringing the Blitz back, guys. So they give me a bag of that to fish with again. So all I've got at the moment is just boilies. There's no hook baits or wafters or pop-ups or anything. They've only done the boilies. So to make a wafter, which is on my 3rd rod, if you can see that, guys. So what I've done, I've taken one of the 15 millers, I've drilled it out all the way through, plugged it with a bit of cork, and then yeah, so basically we just got a 15mm bottom bait but plugged with a bit of cork, and I tested it in margin. It doesn't waft as such, but it will negate the weight of all the hook and everything, so it's as close as a wafter as I'm going to get without actually having a wafter. And then bit sort of not done for a while, PVA sticks just to make sure nothing tangles on the cast, and I've used some of the Hinders A mix for the stick. A mix, if you've never seen it before, is basically just crushed hemp. So it looks like a kind of a ground bait, but yeah, all it is just crushed hemp. Right, we are now ready to get the rods out pretty much. The rods are all clipped up at the 15 wraps. The rig's all ready to go. All I've got to do now, get him in the lake, and then we're fishing. And then we can tidy up the mess that's behind me. Right, first rod. Oh, where's the edge of the platform? Oh, first rod going out, guys. This is the rod with the blitz hook bait that I've drilled out and plugged with cork. Right, I'm aiming towards a particular swim over on the far bank, but it's the kind of the dip in the tree line above the swim that I'm actually heading for. So I've got me nighttime marker. Gosh, God, it just takes so long to hit the deck. It's so deep. Right then, guys, so this is my third and final rod to go out. The middle rod was the rod with that pink test wafter. So obviously this is the rod with the yellow test wafter. And donk. Right, that's it, guys. We are fishing. Right, I will put some bait out. Obviously, as I said, I forgot my bait boat, so all bait needs to be spommed out. So I'll get some bait, sort some bait out my van in a minute when I've had a bit of a tidy up, and then oh, bleeping already. Of course, that's the line settling. Yeah, so obviously because of the time the rods have gone out, guys, 3 o'clock, we won't be touching the rods anymore now for the rest of the evening and night unless any fish come along. So that's it, guys. We are fishing. Fingers crossed. Right then, guys, so we can now sit down and chill for a little while for me. I say for me because Paul's bait is already out because you're using your bait boat, aren't you, mate? And where I forgot my bait boat, I'm going to have to spawn my bait out. So I'm just going to knock up some various items that I've got with me. So, got a pellet bucket here. And once again, I've been to Hinders and picked up a few bags of the ellipse pellets. Although they're not elliptical shaped anymore, they're still called ellipse pellets. So, what we got there, that is, I think the 4mm. Is it the 4mm? Right, this got 3 sizes anyway. Because when I use pellets as a free offering, I like to have a buffet kind of. So what's 3? Oh, so it just says ellipse pellets large, but I'm pretty sure they're an 8mm, and I'm pretty sure. Oh no, medium. So medium size is 6mm. I should have pre-opened the bags really before filming. And the small is a 4mm. One bottle of seafood glug, 250ml. All of it in. And then, don't want a bit of bark in there. Obviously, I'm not going to use all this session. I always kind of knock this amount up in one hit whenever I'm preparing something, and then it stays in the van then. Right, so that's going to be one element of some bait I'm going to put together. I will mix that up a bit more thoroughly in a minute. Nuts 365 boilie halves, and then of course sponsored by Morrison's, the obligatory bag of sweet corn. Right, I'm going to mix that up a bit more. I'll do that off the camera now, just so it doesn't make too much of a racket. I've got a bit more pellet there to add into it, and then we'll use that bucket for the mix. Right guys, because I'm putting in sweet corn in with me spod mix, I'm just going to sort of knock up what I'm going to spod out kind of as I go, rather than make a big batch up. Obviously, because we've got the pellet here, and then obviously sweet corn as well. If you mix the two together and then leave it, pellet sucks all the moisture out of sweet corn, dries it out, and then it ends up floating. So we'll put a bit of that in. We'll put a couple of scoops of no, make it 3, why not? And then back to the pellet, which is now lovely and jovely soaked in that seafood glug. Obviously a nice big scoop. So we'll just do one of them as it's a big old scoop. Back to little scoop. And there we go, guys. How's that looking? How's that look for a carpy spod mix? What do you reckon, Paul?
Yeah, that's good, that.
Right. Need to get the old spod rod out, get it wrapped up, and get some of it in the lake. Right guys, so ready to put a bit of bait out now. As we've just seen, lovely carpy mix. I don't know how much I'm going to put out yet. I'm probably just going to wing it as I go. Squeaky suspension on that Range Rover, isn't it?
Was a bit.
So we are clipped up at 14.5 wraps on the spod rod, guys. Why 14.5 wraps, you may ask, when I'm fishing at 15 wraps? Well, it's because of the depth of the lake. Because we're fishing in 23 foot of water, when you cast out, you get a lot of swing back before your rig actually hits the bottom in this kind of depth of water. So as a rule of thumb, what I usually do is shorten the spod rod by 1 foot for every 4 foot of water that we're fishing in. So because we're fishing in 23 foot of water, that basically equates to 6 foot shorter on the spod. So when this hits the top of the water, by the time it sinks down, it should roughly be where your rigs are. That's the theory anyway. Right.
You almost touched the top of the step then.
Did it?
Mm.
Oh, and that... I'll tell you what, that squeaky tree above my swim is gonna
Bug you all night.
drive me crazy by the end of this 3-night session. So that was the left rod. Obviously I'm not going to film every spod going out, guys, because we don't want to drag the video out too long. So we've got 3 nights, so we've got plenty of time to do some filming. That was a bit closer to the left-hand rod. That first cast went a bit wide. But as we just said before we filming, it doesn't hurt to have a bit of a spread, does it, Paul?
No, not at all.
And the way I cast, it usually ends up being a spread anyway. So I could have had a nice easy session using my bait boat. And to be fair, Paul has offered me the use of his bait boat, haven't you, mate?
I have.
But I haven't done any spotting since Willow Park Fishery, so bit of oh, I don't think it hasn't
Not
opened.
open, does it?
Good old spoms, eh? So open, yeah, that one's opened. Right, so that was the middle rod, guys. Well, I'm probably going to do, I don't know. In fact, I might just use up all this what I've already knocked up between the 3 rods, guys, and then I think I'll be happy with that. I don't know how many spods that will do in total, but yeah, we'll share that between the 3 rods, and then I'll let you know afterwards how many spods ended up going at per rod. Here we go then, guys. I've not got my microphone on, but Paul's got his microphone on, so 5:30 in the morning.
We've got this little beauty.
Hey,
£16.10.
lovely, lovely, mate.
Actually caught on the zig.
You're only fishing 1 rod on the zig, but it's the one that's...
1 rod on the zig. And this one screamed off. Happy days.
The camera doesn't do it justice, how nice it is looking.
It's an absolute wood carving.
It is. It's the only shame about catching fish in the night. It doesn't show off its true colours.
Yeah, it's an absolute belter. It fought like a bullet as well. It really did. It woke me up, put it that way. Absolute cracking little fish.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
So your blank's out the way.
My blank is out of the way, my friend. We're all done.
Right, well, you do know if you catch another on the zig, I'm going to be copying.
Yes. Yes, I think I'm definitely going to put it back out again.
Nice one, mate.
Happy days.
Hey.
Happy days. Got one on the other side.
Yeah, why not?
This is absolutely freezing. There's the other side, guys. Absolute little belter.
Lovely, mate. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you. Brilliant. Very happy.
Well, good morning, guys. Proper morning now. Yeah, it's good that there's a decent fish in the blog. Yeah, obviously went back to bed after Paul had done that fish, seeing it was still dark. It was just sort of breaking light when he put the fish back, but yeah, so it's good that there's a decent fish in the blog. I just need to try and follow suit now and try and get one myself, guys. So I think I'm not going to touch my rods yet because it's still early, but I think I'm going to follow suit and switch one of my rods to a zig like Paul caught on at some point this morning. Yeah, I might wind the rods in it, put the marker rod back out, and look for the shallower water closer in because it drops off. So when I redo the rods later on, I might look for that drop off point just in case the fish are milling around in the shallower water rather than the deeper water where I am now. But yeah, the gates have not long opened, so everyone's walking around with their buckets now looking for swims to fish. But yeah, chilly morning this morning, guys. It's only about 6-7 degrees this morning, according to my weather app. So, first thing, hot chocolate, warm the bones up, and then we'll kind of get active then. That's the stuff, guys. Nice hot chocolate in the morning to warm the bones. Well, not quite Bailey's hot chocolate, but we've gone for the cheaper option, the old Aldi Special Ballycastle. Tastes the same though. Absolutely lovely. Right then, guys. So as you can probably see, the rods have been wound in because I had to do the old facilities visit. I've just got my marker rod back in my hand because when I put the rods back out, the plan is to put one in close, because this is such a deep lake and it's even quite deep, even close in. So we'll even have a look at the depth. Just that far. I mean, that was just a tiny little underarm swing. We've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But even there, tiny little underarm swing, 10 foot. Which in reality is probably about 2 rod lengths out. So that is how close I'm thinking about putting one rod, guys. But when I say I'm thinking about putting it close, if I do it on the left rod, I'm thinking more. Let's come round here a bit. How safe is that to stand on? So if I get a kind of a better angle on it, I'm thinking more. I'm thinking more in front of these reeds here to my left. That's just mental how long it takes to drop, even in the mud. Right, how deep is it? Just, I don't know if you would have seen that where it dropped on camera there, but right, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 foot just there, which is about 6 foot off of the reeds. So let's try just a little bit further off the reeds. A little bit of a swing. That's maybe I don't know if that was on camera, I might probably out a shot. That was probably about a rod length off the reeds to my left here. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 foot. So, I mean, in some lakes, that would be the deep end of the lake, guys, but here, that's practically the margin. So, and now the sun has moved round, the sun is shining on this side of the lake, so let's angle it out a bit more. Right, that's probably a rod length and a half off the reeds now. Two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So literally a few more feet out and it's a few more foot deeper. So somewhere in that region, guys, I am going to put between that 6 foot and 7 foot, 10 foot area. I'm thinking that's where I'm going to put a rod. Yes, we'll keep one long, but I just wanted to know what kind of depth I had in my margins. Right guys, so as you can see to my right, we've got one rod redone. So that's the middle rod. We've put that back out on the baited spot at 15 wraps, guys. And then, just checking the microphone was on. Yeah, so that's back out at the 15 wraps on the baited spot. And this rod, in fact, let's step round the rods so I can get a better angle. And this one, like I said, as I've done with the marker rod, I'm just going to do an underarm swing somewhere between a rod length to a rod length and a half off of the reeds here to my left. Same rig again, yellow hook bait, but I've just changed the lead to a flat pair because it does drop off. I don't want the rig to roll down the drop off. So yeah, we just put a flat pair on instead of the distance lead that I'd on before. Right guys, third and final rod ready to go back out. And as you can see in my hand here, we have the adjustable zig. Obviously, Paul's had one on the adjustable zig, so yeah, obviously we have to copy. So yeah, so plain black foam, black zig aligner, which is how I normally fish, but by coincidence it's our Paul Colt, wasn't it, mate?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
While I've been setting it up, I've had the phone glugging in a little bit of new sweet liquid from Hinders. Again, it's another one of the test things Hinders give me recently to try. And incidentally, just before them rods went out, I glugged them new test hook baits in a little bit of that liquid as well. I think it's not beetling, but it's just a new kind of sweet liquid that they're probably going to be bringing out. But yeah, while I was getting all this set up, I've just had the foam soaking in it, and I can tell you what, it is sweet, if not sweeter than the old beetling. But there's no name to it at the moment. They've just said, here's a bottle of liquid, test it, let us know what you think, results, etc. So yeah, so the hook baits that are fishing now have also been now glugged in this new liquid. Didn't do it before because I'd forgot I'd had it until I got to the bottom of my bag of bits. But yeah, right, let's get this zig out. Once I've untangled the line from my rod tip, because we don't want to embarrass ourselves with crack-offs. Right, this isn't clipped up, guys, so we're just gonna whack it out. And then you fished 12 foot off the bottom. 12 foot, yeah. So that's what I'm gonna do, guys, 12 foot off the bottom, which means with my 3 foot hook length, once it's cast out, I need to bring it up 9 foot. Quick maths. which wasn't very quick on my part. Just still can't get over how long it takes to hit bottom here. Right, as it goes, we do have about a foot between the front of the reel and my alarm, so we'll just use the alarm as a 1 foot marker. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There we go. Now we can put the line in the alarm. Right, there we go, guys. We now have a 12-foot zig. Right, fingers crossed, guys.
Nice, buddy.
All right, mate. Can I have a 99 flake with in a waffle cone, please?
Yep. There you go, buddy.
Lovely, mate.
Good,
Thank you very much. Cheers, mate. Lovely. Right then, guys, so we are now at just gone 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So when I did the left-hand rod just by the easy, I haven't put any bait on it yet. I thought I'd leave it fishing as a single for a little while. So, I mean, that's been a few hours now. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of bait on that spot. Obviously, it's just gonna be a little underarm swing with the spom rod as well, just like I did when I was putting the rig out. So I'm not going to go mental. I think I'll just do. Oh, Paul's getting a few bleeps on one of his rods. I don't think we'll go mental on this rod, but we'll do just 2, I think. Just right. Yeah, that's close enough, I think. But I am also going to top up the rod that's fishing at 15 wraps, guys. Let's wet the old braid first. So yeah, like I said, I'm not going to go mental. I'm just going to put 2 more on it just to top it up with some fresh bait. Yesterday, incidentally, guys, we ended up doing 4 spoms per rod when I was the. Is that caught? It is caught. Yeah, yesterday's bait I knocked up ended up being 4 spoms per rod, so we haven't gone mental with the bait. God, that sun's blinding as well, right in my face. So obviously it's the middle rod, guys, that we're baiting up here. So obviously I don't want a bait up the right hand rod with it fishing on the zig. We're going to leave the zig out overnight as well. Often when I fish zigs, I bring them back in the evening and put them back on the bottom. But we're going to leave it fishing all night. There we go. Just enough to refresh the area. Right then, guys, so we're with Paul. So up to now, apart from the intro and a little bit of a chinwag in front of the bivvy last night, we haven't really seen Paul up to now, but he's doing something carpy. So what you doing, mate? And
I am actually making a new rig up because I've got one out at the moment on the Medusa, and obviously I'm getting pestered by the little fish, as you can hear.
yeah.
So I am changing my rig over, and I'm actually doing a B rig, which I cannot pronounce what it's actually called. So I am. You'll see the finished item in a minute.
The reasons why the rig has a sweary
Yes.
word, and we don't allow swearing.
We don't allow
and
swearing.
especially since I've been monetised.
That's right. So I am just going to.
But it's a rig of the testicular fashion.
Yes. A lot of people will know that now, what it's actually called. So I am now just melting down this. There we go. Blow that and let that shape itself.
But it has been.
I don't know whether you can see that. What I've actually done.
We'll get a close up of it in a minute.
Yeah, well, I can show it you that way.
Yep.
If that will get it.
Yep.
Yep. It's actually almost finished, actually. So all I've got to do now is push these around. And I have got in here some little yellow pop-ups.
Lovely, lovely.
And all I do, a lot of people put these on with stiff link and then they just burn it either side. But I don't. I use screws because it's easier to change the baits over if you need to change them.
You're a screw man.
Yes. Yes, I just use screws because I just think it's easier. I just do. Certainly. Rather than threading through a piece of stiff link and then burning it either side and pulling it through a swivel, this is a lot quicker.
Yeah, I don't personally like screws myself because I have heard of them falling off. And whatnot,
well,
so.
I've never had no issues. But there you go.
Lovely, lovely.
That is the finished product. That should actually sit in the water now, like with them turned round and like that.
Awesome.
That's how it should. That's how it should sit. So let's hope we get a nosser pig on that tonight.
Yep.
There you go. Finished product.
Oh, right, guys. As you can see, the sun is dropping now. Just had to put my hoodie back on. It's been a lovely warm day, hasn't it, mate?
It has. It's been a cracking day.
But yeah, the sun is ever so slightly off the tree line horizon now, off to the right. So it's just got a bit chilly for me. Well, not for you yet. You're still in your t-shirt. Yeah, I'm feeling the chill as the sun's dropping. But Obviously, no fish yet. The only thing I've been doing through the day, I've obviously not been doing it on camera, but we've been playing around with the height of the adjustable zig. Because it is quite deep water and it's been a sunny day, we've been bringing it up. So at the moment, the zig is currently set at 21 foot off the bottom. So as it is, we're only 1 or 2 foot under the surface, sort of where we're fishing. But as the night goes on, I'm going to start taking it back down. So, yeah, because you caught yours at 12 foot off the bottom, didn't you? So
I'm going to drop mine back down to 12 foot.
yeah, so at some point in the night,
Yeah.
I'll have mine back down at 12 foot for the night, 12 foot off the bottom.
I think it's going to drop a bit tonight, that temp.
Yeah, well, it was chilly this morning, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But hey ho guys, right, I'm probably going to put my tea on soon. You've already got your tea on, haven't you? Because yours takes a bit longer to cook,
Yeah,
so I'm probably going to
already on the go.
I'll probably do mine soon because it is kind of tea time now, 5:30. So
Yeah.
I'll probably put my cob on soon. But yeah, it's a lovely evening, isn't it? With,
Been grand.
like I say, last night was a bit wet and dismal, wasn't it? We couldn't be very sociable last night, but
Turned out to be a lovely afternoon.
it has.
It has. Been able to sit out in it and take his jumpers off and chill.
So then guys, I'm gonna knock off there for the evening, and obviously if any of us get any fish in the night, that's when we'll be back with you. We're going to enjoy this last bit of setting sunshine, but hopefully get to see you in the night, wherever it be, me or Paul. Yeah. Good morning guys, you join us with our hot drinks in hand, and I tell you what, it's well needed this morning because
Certainly
it's
is.
bloody fresh this morning, isn't it, mate?
It is. It's a cold one. The wind's turned round. Yeah.
But yeah, quiet night last night, guys. I was woken at 6 o'clock, pretty much, with the bobbin on my zig rod dropping. So I thought, oh, here we go. Yep, threw the wellies on, got down to my rods, and then nothing else happened. So I've just stood beside me rods for kind of sort of 10 minutes or so, and thinking, is it going to go? But it didn't. But any knocks for you in the night, mate?
Just that one, roughly about the same time as you, middle rod. But nothing happened. Bobbin's still there. It's not moved anymore. So yeah, same.
No, and I slept well through the night, so I've got no idea if anyone else around the lake has done anything, guys. Because yeah, once I got in my pit last night, I slept like a baby. But yeah, so today's another day. You thinking anything different tactics-wise, mate? Or
Yeah, I think I might go back out again. I think now I'll get the boat out, have a ship around, and see what's about. And
yeah,
that's all we can do. I mean, we're not doing nothing wrong.
I don't think I'm gonna change anything. To be fair, I think.
You're keeping this one in the margin.
Yeah, especially now we've got the wind in our faces.
Very true. Yeah.
And if fish follow the wind, like people say, then
Yeah.
there's no reason why leaving it down there. I mean, at some point today, I'll probably refresh hook bait, put fresh hook bait on, but
Yeah.
I've got no reason to think why it wouldn't still catch a fish down there during the day. It's
No.
obviously leave one on the baited spot in case the fish might be out there,
Yeah.
and then again play around with the depth
With
of
the
the
zig.
zig. Yeah, I might try bring it down a lot because my starting gambit was 12 foot yesterday, and then I come up.
Yeah.
So at some point, I think I might take it right down low, like take the float right back down to the ledge, so it starts at 3 foot,
Yeah.
which is your hook length off the float,
Yeah.
and then bring it up a foot maybe every hour,
maybe might be worth doing that.
Yeah, go the other way today with the zig,
Yeah.
I think, because
Drop them down.
if I don't, someone's bound to say, well, you went high, you didn't try low, so
Yeah.
if I try low...
yeah. Yeah, nothing could be said. Yeah, maybe right, because with the wind coming in, blowing into us today, all the action seemed to be over there when we arrived, when the wind were blowing in that corner.
It was, that's a good point, to be fair.
So you're probably right, maybe keep things as they are. Maybe.
Yeah, like I said, at some point this morning, no doubt I'll have to wind in to use the facilities
Yeah.
anyway, so when the rods have to come in for that, I'll do
That's when you can freshen up.
fresh hook baits on the
Yeah, yeah.
baited rods and then put the zig rod out, like I said, low. In fact, I'll probably do it now after this little update, guys, to be fair, and then at least I can say I've at least explored the lower levels of the water as well as the higher levels.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of depth to explore out there, to be
Certainly
fair.
is.
I've only explored from the middle to the top at the moment.
Yeah. I mean, I did basically just start up on 12 foot. I didn't drop it down anymore.
Yeah, and
I started at 12 foot.
you just happened to get up on the...
It just happened to
be the right depth.
be the right depth, yeah. So, but it's what it is. Another day dawns.
Right, and guys, quick little update, but been stood here watching the water with Paul here, and it's faded off a bit now, but there's been a flat spot come up twice, wasn't there, Paul?
Yeah.
On where the right hand rod was fishing, and because I've put like glugs and oily liquids into my spod mix, that indicates that when that food gets disturbed, as in a fish eating it, it does that, gives off the flat spot and lets you know. But that's the rod I swapped to the zig. So where I was fishing on the bottom on that spot, there has been at least a feeding fish. So I'm not going to touch me rods yet. Maybe I should, but I'm going to leave them fishing at the moment until I have to wind in to use the facilities. But now I know there's been a feeding fish on that right hand spot, I'm going to put the bottom bait rod back out on that rod, and I'll move the zig to the middle rod. Yeah, it's coming. Yeah, slowly coming up again, isn't it?
Again, like...
Yeah, I want to carry on fishing this close in spot in front of these reeds here, but that is at least a feeding fish on where I was fishing on the bottom, so good signs.
Very good sign.
But typical me, that's the spot that's the spot I switched to a zig. Oh, only me with the way my fishing's going at the moment, that could happen too. Right, and guys, so I'm having a switcheroo with where my rods are fishing. Well, I've been sat here quite a few times now where the zig rod was fishing, been watching it slick up, so yeah, too many times to ignore. So I think I need to put a bottom bait rig back on that spot, and then we'll swap the zig rod to the middle rod. So we're sticking with the yellow test hook bait wafter. Still got a PVA stick on there of A-Mix. So that side of it, we're not changing anything. But yeah, we've watched that spot slick up too many times to go, right, that's too much to ignore now, so oh, on the money. Right, so that's that rod set back on that right hand spot where we've seen all the slick coming up, zig back now on the middle station, and then when we brought it up, I brought it up so it would be 7 foot deep, because on the last adjustment where it was at 6 foot, so I started off at 7 foot off the deck, where it is now on the middle station. Yeah, so obviously not touched the left hand rod yet. I'll leave that one for a little while longer yet, and then yeah, we'll do that when I feel like it. Alright, I'll just nip over into Paul's swim, guys, because he's redo. Are you doing all your rods, mate?
I'm doing just the far out one. The other one I've already redone. I'm just doing the furthest one now. Just getting some bait down there now.
Oh, so this is just a boatload of bait.
This is just a boatload of bait. I shall cast my rig out to it.
Oh, no rig in the boat.
No. I'll bring the marker in. I'll wrap it up on the sticks, and then I'll chuck the lead. I'll chuck the lead to it. So I just find it easier to do that than casting to a marker, and then you drag the marker back if you don't cast it right. So
What kind of range are you fishing out?
I would say that is probably about 15 wraps, I would say, 16 wraps. It doesn't seem all that far out, and believe it or not, I'm only getting 11 foot there.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh.
According to this, oh, hang on, it's come up now. It's come up now, coming up to 18.
Oh,
He's picking it up now.
oh, just taking a moment to
Yeah,
catch
it's
up.
just taking a moment. There you go, it's up to 19 and a half there. Just
If
turn
the
it
water
round.
levels was at its normal depth, that'd probably be more like 15 foot.
Yeah, it would actually, yeah. Yeah, 19 foot there as well. So I'll bring it back across that marker now. There we go. Drop it down there.
That bombs away.
That's bombs away, mate. I like to keep the boat. A lot of people, when they get it out there, they like to stop the boat and drop it, but I don't. I keep the boat going.
Oh.
So it causes a
Little bit more of a spread.
yeah, because obviously you put that nut sludge in, didn't you?
Yeah.
So
I think, to be fair, dropping 19 foot through the water, it'd have a good spread just falling through that depth anyway.
oh yeah, without a doubt, yeah. But it seems to be, like I said, you've had the slick coming up there in front of you, and you put your rod back out on it now. So
Yeah. Yeah, it's slicked up too many times to ignore, didn't it?
well, exactly. I mean, we stood there this morning, didn't we? At 8 o'clock this morning, it was slicking up this morning. So we put
You
it back
watch now,
out there
put a
now.
rod back on it. It won't do it anymore.
No, probably won't. Probably won't.
Right, guys, so what time do we have? We have 20 to 2, and I'm just redoing my left hand rod. So yesterday, obviously, we dropped it with an underarm swing about a rod length off of these reeds here to my left. I'm thinking today I'll go just a little bit further out, just a little bit more than I can manage with an underarm swing. So maybe 2 or 3 rod lengths off of the off of the reeds, I'm thinking. So still close-ish in, but just a little bit further out. Maybe the fish are just not quite as close as what I was hoping they'd be. And then I've got a bucket of boilie halves down here. So once I've put this out, I'll catapult some boilie halves over the top. So I don't want it to go too far. Just a little, just an over. There we go. Right, and while we still got circles in the water, so it gives me target. Perfect. And that is that. Right guys, so we are approaching 6 PM, so I just thought I'd do me last evening update. And I thought now's a good time as any, because if you can see out there, the area on my right hand rod has started flat spotting again, which means feeding fish back in the area. It hasn't done it all day. When I swapped the rods over so that the right hand rod was fishing on that spot that had been slicking this morning and put the zig on the middle area, typical me, that ever since then the slicking had stopped. So I thought, well, obviously me casting onto that spot had spooked the fish off, but just now in the last sort of 15-20 minutes it started slicking up again, so there's at least a fish or some fish back on that spot. Throughout the course of the day, the zig rod has been coming up in depth as I said it would, kept working up from the deck. So I can't remember what time we done it, but obviously I said we started at 7 foot on that middle spot, and then we brought it up a foot at a time to where it is now at 12 foot, which is the depth it's going to stay now for the night again, because that's the depth that Paul caught his zig fish at, 12 foot off the bottom. So Paul just put a bit of bait out as well over one of his spots with the boat, just to top up his little area. I've got the cob on the go for me tea tonight. We've got a jacket spud on the go, so I'll be having that with beans and cheese when it's cooked. But yeah, this is the third and final night tonight. So I'm wondering if it'd be a clear night, because last night, I mean, by the time this goes out, you would have seen it all on social media probably about a week ago or so by the time you see this. But last night me and Paul were staring at the sky, and I was like, Jesus Christ, what's that? I'll stick a couple of pictures up now so you can see it, but you've probably already seen it by now on social media. But we saw behind us a swirly cloud in the sky. It looked really mental to see it with your own eyes. Oh, here it comes. Yeah, it looked really mental to see it with your own eyes, didn't it?
That swirl.
Yeah,
it was amazing.
Yeah, it was a.
And then all of a sudden, it just went crazy on the social sites, didn't it?
Yeah, but obviously by the time you've seen this, you'll have probably seen it was one of Elon Musk's SpaceX rockets called Falcon 9, and apparently what the swirl was caused by is when it's got up into space and the stage 1 detaches, any fuel that's left vents off, and as it kind of spins back to Earth, venting off that fuel, is what caused that swirling effect, because then all the fuel, because it's the coldness of space, turned instantly into ice crystals, forming that swirly cloud thing, and it was just it was weird to see, wasn't it? And it was like, what?
Yeah.
What is that? But yeah,
It
but
was.
we saw it with our own eyes. It was, and
Aye.
it was weird to see, wasn't it?
It was an eye opener.
Yeah, but yeah.
Thought the invasion was going to happen.
Well, before there was explanations on social media what it actually was, it was like, what is that?
Yeah, yeah. And it was only what, 4 or 5 minutes we was actually looking up there.
Yeah.
But it wasn't there then. So, yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, possibly be looking in the sky to see if there's any strange phenomena tonight, but yeah, so, but anyway, back to the fishing. That's enough about strange things in the sky.
Yes.
But yeah, I am feeling slightly more confident now. I can actually see me spot slicking up.
Yeah, again.
So this is the third and final night, guys, obviously. So fingers crossed that I can put one on the bank for this blog as well. You feeling confident for last night, mate?
I am.
Good.
I am.
But
More for you, really. You know, you get one out now, so... I mean, I've had one, so... Just need you to get one now.
yeah, would be nice. But if I don't, it will just be hammer fishing's going at the moment.
Yeah. Back to your method beading.
Right. Anyway, right, guys, I'll bid you farewell. Well, for the night that is, not for the blog. And fingers crossed, you'll see one of us in the night with a massive chunk in our hands.
Hopefully.
Good morning, guys. And obviously, with the lack of nighttime footage, that's right, all the fish are in nets. No. But no, yeah, obviously nothing happened, guys. Absolutely quiet night. Didn't have a bleep on any of my alarms until 6 o'clock this morning. I had a single bleep on the zig rod, which made me jump out of bed. But it's now getting on for 9 o'clock. So yeah, that was a sort of few hours ago. That was. Well, might look a nice, lovely morning, but it is a bit of a chilly morning though this morning,
a bit
isn't it,
chilly.
mate?
Yeah.
It's yeah, it's a nice sunny morning, sort of half blue skies, but a morning hot chocolate was still needed to warm the bones up. But yeah, it's been a bit of a struggle this session, hasn't it,
It's
mate?
been a bit of a struggle.
Like I
It
say,
has.
you've had one.
Yeah. But it was alive with them last night.
It was, they were boshing out all over them, mainly between to my left and kind of in front of you and to your left.
Yes.
But yeah, the chap who was 2 pegs to the right of me, he said he heard one bosh out in front of the empty peg between us this morning. But yeah, it's been a struggle, hasn't it?
It has been a struggle. It has. But hey ho.
But once again, guys, luckily I've got a mate who can fish. That's saved the blog with a fish.
Yes. We've saved the blog with the fish.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to bring mates fishing with me more often to put fish in the blogs, aren't I, guys? But yeah. But anyway, today is pack up day. In fact, we've got to pack up between kind of about 3-4 hours time. So once I finish this piece of camera, guys, it'll be a slow pack up. So unless anything happens between now and pack up time, this is going to be the end of the video, guys. Once again, appreciate you watching. been good actually fishing with you properly this time, mate.
It has, mate.
And
Been a pleasure.
Thanks for putting a fish in the video.
Not a
You
worry.
saved the blog.
Not a worry. Just give me a ring anytime, mate.
Yeah, so, yeah. Unless anything happens, guys, keep an eye on the timeline at the bottom there. If the red line's got a little way to go yet, something's happened. If it's nearly at the end now, this is the end. But my next video, I'm actually fishing with my good mate, Curly Joe, formerly of Carpology. He's got a lake exclusive down on a new carp lake, Angler's Paradise, down in, I think it's Devon, isn't it? I think it's, well, Angler's Paradise. There's a new carp lake opening up on, and Curly Joe's got a lake exclusive on there. I think to do a promotional piece on there, I think it is, but he was able to bring one other angler along with him. It's a Monday to Wednesday slot, and yeah, I was able to answer his sort of shout out to anyone who could fish with him, and I said, yeah, I'm not working in, I can fish with you, mate. So yeah, my next video will be with Curly Joe at Angler's Paradise. So, right, if that's it in, guys, thanks again for watching. Thanks again, Paul, for saving the blog.
Not a problem at all. Not a problem. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, until next time, guys, I'll see you from Angler's Paradise. Unless I have any more nightmares with me van.